Hello Pisces, this is a timeless tarot reading for you. I'm gonna use all my decks. First the classic weight deck in Art Nouveau style, and later I'm gonna use my own tarot card decks that I made by myself. And I already shuffled all those decks, but I will just shuffle them again, at least a little bit. And then let's just see what's about to come up for you. The Devil, the Three of Swords, Four of Wands, Justice, Hangman, Six of Swords. What's going on with you? The Star. Oh, the Fool, the Nine of Swords, and the Seven of Cups. Judgment at the bottom of the deck. That looks a little bit emotional, let me put it this way. But don't worry. As I'm looking at those cards, I'm feeling quite stable and strong. I also feel like for many of you, you have already been through this kind of drama or whatever this is. This feels like a very intimate, emotional topic for you. Like, I feel like some of you might have recently been hurt by someone or a situation. Trying to get all the cards onto the camera. Whew. And I'm getting so many things. Like, for many of you, this is a romantic case, but for others, it's not. It could be a job, it could be a friendship. I'm also getting that quite strongly. A family situation. It's a very intimate and social situation. Even if it's a job situation, it is a situation with someone like, it could be a colleague or a boss to whom we had a quite private, personal relationship. And I feel like this person might have been aware of one of your worst fears or insecurities, and like they pushed this button on purpose. I don't know why they did that. But there is, for many of you, like recently, one of your worst fears could have either become true or just got triggered. But the thing is, and I'm not saying that because I, want to sugarcoat it and soothe it. But I truly feel like you handled the situation quite well. Like, when this happened, you were very vulnerable with yourself, very honest and open with yourself. And you were just watching this energy like piercing through your body, like this devilish energy that was attacking you, piercing through your heart, even through your guts. You witnessed it and you felt it partially, but I feel like many of you didn't feel it, the way in that depth you would have felt it several years ago. It feels like going through whatever this was, it made you realize how strong and mature you became. I also feel like you have removed yourself from the situation very quickly, or will soon remove yourself from that. Withdraw a little bit. Do stuff that you like. Treat yourself. Be very kind to yourself. Inwardly knowing that this kind of treatment was not what you deserved. Sometimes when people do something very torturous to us, we take it very dearly, and then we start to reflect if maybe we deserve this kind of treatment, and then we start to beat ourselves up. But I feel like in this situation you didn't deserve that, and you know that, and you don't take it to heart, and that's why you might still feel so stable after someone was intentionally, what is the English expression? Is there something like beating someone below the belt line? If there's a German saying that is, if I would literally translate it into English, it would be like, beating someone below their belt line. Like someone really took advantage, of a kind of secret that you once shared with them, something that was very intimate to you. Like you made yourself vulnerable in front of someone, and they, after a while, misused that. And you're dealing with it quite well. Knowing that there will be some kind of justice in this situation, however long it takes, I feel like this is just a deep knowing within you, like this was completely unfair, and I will not take that in emotionally and carry that with me. I will cut that out because I don't have to deal with it emotionally, because it was just very unfair. And I will leave this situation and this person and let them deal with this energy that they were trying to push into me. That's how it feels. In the recent past position, we have the Hangman, and I think that you already, when all this happened, you already, because maybe you have been through such a situation several times in your life, and after some years we either get used to this kind of feeling, or also on top of it we transcend it to a certain degree, and then when these things happen again, they do not control us or hurt us so badly anymore. Like when it happened, I already said it, you could watch it happen without completely being thrown off by it. Just knowing like, it's this kind of situation again, that type of person again, so goodbye, I'm out. And I feel like you're already on a good way to a new path. If this was a job situation, like you might already have something new inside. If it's a relationship, you might just be fine on your own. A friendship as well. Whatever this situation was about, I feel like you might soon feel very just free, adventurous about your new path, because sometimes maybe it was also a kind of situation that was like a little bit passively aggressive, but not obvious enough to leave it. But now that this certain thing has happened, it became so obvious that finally you could make that final decision to leave this situation. And this Nine of Swords, I think this is something that you are going to transcend, because maybe in the past you have, after such things have happened, overthought them, worried about it, grieved about it. And I feel like this is something that you want to reject now. Like, no, I'm not going to take that in. I'm not going to, when I leave this person or situation or both, I'm not floating back into this energy. I have been there so often and it doesn't help at all. And this is just, this realization that whatever in this energy we start to over-reflect or overthink about, it's delusional and often just imaginary. What could have been, what will be, what if, now that I left this situation, what will happen next? Will this person follow me, or will this happen again? All these thoughts that we are having, you might just want to reject them and realize that it will just not help you to over-reflect about these things. Now let me throw out another spread for you using the same deck. Let's see what the cards are telling us. That looks good, good. Oh, nice. Oh, very, very nice. At the bottom of the deck we have the World. So you will be very quickly, or are already, in this energy where you're just fine by yourself. Self-confident, self-sufficient, self-employed, self, in a non-narcissistic, negative, selfish way. It's just in a holistic and complete way, where there's no overthinking or taking on responsibility for stuff that someone else did to you. I feel like these cards, the Nine of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles, they represent both your energy. You might feel a little bit like not wanting to work further on something. Like sitting back for a while, even if it's just for a few days. I'm also getting a little bit a kind of petulance coming from this card. Like, not in a negative way. He's crossing his arms, also, in front of his solar plexus and his belly, where our personality is centered, our personal power. And sometimes by crossing our arms in front of this area, we are protecting that space. So if someone, just kept kicking us, trying to take our personal power away, then, we might become a little bit defensive, petulant, crossing our arms, like, no. It's not always a bad thing to be in this energy. But that is something that you don't want to be stuck in for too long. I see you will be working on something very soon, very quickly, and very enthusiastically. Something will come in that will just quickly inspire you and make you work on something again. Just kick you back into your own flow. With this 8 of Cups, I feel like this is not your energy. You already had this leaving something behind energy. This is someone else. This might be the person that did something very undignified somehow to you, and it could be that they themselves might, like they experience some kind of bounce back, like as if they ran into a kind of wall, like they tried to attack you but it didn't work, and it felt to them like running into a wall. So there's just a kind of resignation on this side. And I'm getting back to this inspiration, to this workflow that you might soon get into. There will be something coming in. And it will be a big thing for you. It looks very nice, this spread. Because, we also have the Sun card here, and I feel like there's just so much abundance, and I don't mean abundance only in a materialistic way, but also, while you are working on something, not thinking about the outcome of it, you will already enjoy this kind of work. And the Sun card is just the best card, I think, of the whole deck. Like everything might feel so powerful and bright and fruitful to you. It could also be that for some of you, after this situation, you might learn to accept that kind of happiness again, because it's waiting for you, it's lingering around. But maybe some of you might, have this doubt a little bit, like, if I get into that happiness, will this person come back around and attack me? Sometimes that's the way some people think. Like, if I let go and stop worrying, will then my worst fears come true? Because sometimes I feel like for some of us, our fearful thoughts, they feel like they are kind of protecting us from disappointment. Like, if I don't expect anything good, then I can't be disappointed. Like this kind of thought pattern. Maybe that applies to some of you. But I feel like, this is just an offer to accept this kind of happy energy and not worry. We already had it in the first spread that we don't want to be in this 9 of Swords energy anymore. And the outcome might just be a realization about some kind of defensiveness. What I was already talking about, like, accept the happiness, accept the sun, the joy, and do not worry about protecting yourself, defending yourself, because if that's the case for you, that you worry, if you don't hold up your guards anymore, someone will come in and stab you in the back. I think this kind of thought, it has to be transcended. And I feel like this bottom of the deck, this World card, it just right now represents to me this kind of vulnerability again. Like just authentically representing you and what you stand for without fearing to be attacked again. Okay. Now I'm gonna pull some of my own cards. As I said, I already shuffled them, but I'm gonna shuffle them again just a little bit, even though with these cards, you know, with my own cards is a bit annoying because they are just printed on very thin paper. Oh, the moon, justice. Oh, that's very nice. That's a very nice energy with this moon card. It's a very feminine card. It's a very harmonious and peaceful card. And this is just in the center of your spread here. Also, this is a very spiritual spread because we have the rainbow card and the white dragoness. And in my deck, this is my medieval oracle card deck. The rainbow, it can represent this third eye because, you know, it's just like a prism somehow. It's about clairvoyance, it's about spiritual knowledge, it's about spiritual gifts, about clairaudience, you know, all these things. And the white dragoness represents the ultimate, highest kind of wisdom. It also stands for some kind of magic, miracles, for the source of all wisdom. So these two cards together, that's a highly spiritual reading. Also, I mean, the moon is also standing for intuition. And the moon is very powerful. Just see what effects it has on nature, on the oceans, on everything. This is very powerful energy here. And it's drifting away from our previous topic. It just feels like, you know, this is neither a job situation anymore or a romantic or whatever. This is very spiritual and personal for you. You could, you know, experience some very profound spiritual growth. In the unconscious position, we have the scales, I think, behind your back. Without you knowing it, there could be some justice already happening to this person who tried to attack you, or, you know, who misused some kind of knowledge of, you know, knowing some of your deepest secrets. Like, this was really, whatever they did, it was really almost inhuman. That's how it felt in the beginning. And it could be that this person will get their justice. I mean, like, in a negative way, without you even knowing it, without you even seeing or feeling it. It just will be balanced out, no matter how long it takes. But you will focus anyway on yourself. We also have the sword, and in my deck, it can represent, you know, cutting something off, stabbing something, you know, whatever swords can do. But mainly I created this card as a kind of life task, some kind of destiny, because, you know, it's like the Excalibur sword, that only one person is able to pull it out of this stone. So I feel like some of you, they could soon realize what their true path is, what their true destiny is. So they're, because I was saying already, this is all very spiritual and intuitive, so there might be a very strong realization about something. For some of you, you know, in the earlier parts of this reading, if this was about a job situation and now you left this job and you don't know what to do, this time might soon come for you where you will figure that out. That's very nice. Next deck is my duality, Tarot of Duality deck, and it has 108 cards. I also already shuffled this one. I'm shuffling it just a little bit again, even though this is even tougher with these 108 paper thin cards. Let's see. All right. Maturity, trauma, old, taking. Okay. Because I was talking about, this realization about some kind of destiny or something that is just meant for you. This is just a confirmation with this right card. It's like the last piece of the puzzle that you needed. Or maybe for others of you, maybe you only had this one piece of the puzzle and now you're finding the rest of the other pieces. Sometimes we are in such phases in our life when we feel like, nothing is really making sense to us and we only have this one piece of the puzzle, but the whole rest is missing. You take it as it resonates for you. Like there is some kind of completion and some kind of understanding about something is a very important realization for you. In the unconscious position, we have maturity, and that's actually quite humble because I feel like I said it already in the beginning that when this person did this terrible thing to you, you were handling it already very differently than how you used to handle such situations in the past. And you might be partially aware that you have matured, but yet it's still in the unconscious position. So you might have actually tremendously matured and not be even aware of how mature and wise you became because you're maybe too humble. Then there's something about a trauma coming up, which you are aware of, and I feel like maybe this situation with this boss or boyfriend, girlfriend, friend, family member, whatever, whoever this was, this situation reminded you of an old childhood trauma. Like you might have experienced something in your childhood that caused certain patterns in you and made you feel drawn to certain situations or people. But you are fully aware of that. And this is something that you have healed from very well, that you have understood very well, worked on it very well, and that's why this time, when whatever it was that happened, it just couldn't trigger the hell out of you anymore. It just didn't have that power over you anymore. Then we have the old card. And I'm getting two things here. On one hand, this old card refers also to this trauma. This is some old trauma, some old pattern that you want to get rid of, that you actually have already gotten rid of. But it also reminds me of an old routine, not an old pattern in a negative sense, like a traumatic thought pattern, but like a tradition, like something that is an old routine in a very positive way, like something that reminds you of not a traumatic past, but a positive past, like I don't know, baking Christmas cookies, or hiding Easter eggs, or, each spring visiting a certain place where you feel very comfortable, some old routine that maybe you had given up on that you will be reminded of and that you will pick up again. That's actually a quite nice message. Or just an old hobby that you forgot about. There's something positive also from the past that wants to come back into your life. It's not a person, it's just something that is dear to you. And there's something about taking. For a few of you, it could be that you might receive a gift. For others of you, this could just be a lesson about taking. Like maybe, some people, they don't like to take things from others because it makes them feel guilty, it makes them feel exploitative or whatever, or ashamed, or sometimes also when we are very proud and we like to be more on the giving end, it makes us feel maybe powerless to take. Not powerless, but as we were in need of taking something. So I think for many of you, this could be a lesson about this. Like just to accept things sometimes when someone is offering something. It could even be something spiritual. Like a kind of spiritual gift that you should prepare yourself to receive it, because it should be given to you and you have to be open enough to accept it. Something about that. Now, let's go into the fun part, my lifestyle tarot cards. Don't take them too seriously, please. It's more for fun. So let's see. And check in with your doctor. I'm not your doctor, so if there's something medical coming up, not all the cards are medical, but some. Savings, skin, gifts, treat yourself, music, discipline. So those two cards, they appear to me a little bit opposing. Let me dive in. If for some of you there is something job related that has recently ended, you might be able to live a little bit of your savings if you don't find a new job immediately. But I said it earlier already, I think there was this energy in the reading where it was shown to me that very soon there will be something new on the horizon. And for others of you, it could just mean that, we have the gift card again. I'm just realizing, we just had this taking card. It could also be that there will be an increase of money that is soon happening for you. So you might be able to increase your savings. Maybe you don't need a lot. Sometimes we just don't feel like shopping or spending money because we feel very happy with what we have already, but we earn more money than usually, so we can just put it aside for some difficult times, or if we want to make a bigger purchase one day. The skin card, it could just be that, it's winter time in many parts of the world. It's cold, just a reminder to be kind to your skin, drink water, cream your face, cream your hands. I always have super dry hands in winter. It looks so terrible, especially because I'm filming so many tarot readings at the moment. I'm becoming so aware of my hands, and in front of the camera they look even worse than they look in real life. Like, I don't know why this camera is so mean to me. They really look smoother when I look at them, not through a lens. But I can't help it. It's winter, hands are dry, face gets dry, eyes get dry, everything. I don't know. It's the heaters, they dry out the air in the apartment, and then you go outside and there's this cold, freezing air. So you might want to take some extra care of your skin. Also, treat yourself, treat your skin. The gift card, I already mentioned it. It's just, confirmation of the taking card. Music, very simple. Maybe it would help you to listen to music. Just lay back, wear some headphones, turn on some music, whatever suits you. Whatever helps you to calm down. Or to emotionally arouse you. Sometimes we don't want to calm down. Sometimes it helps to listen to aggressive music as well, especially if someone did something really mean to you. I don't know. I think it helps sometimes. So whatever your mood is or whatever energy you want to get into, when someone, before we get into this feeling of being a victim of someone, and letting us be dragged down by this energy, it's easier, I think, to sometimes feel some kind of aggression, and you don't have to live that out and shout at someone or beat someone or whatever. You can just, I like listening to angry music in that case. So whatever is helping you, music can help us to, get into a kind of vibe that we want to be in. And with the discipline card, I actually want to turn it around, because I feel like maybe this is something, maybe just for a few of you, regarding the savings, that you want to be disciplined with your money. But actually, with my intuition, I feel like it's, in most cases, more like a reversed kind of card. There's something, just take it easy and try to enjoy this state of growth that you are in, and the states of growth that you have already been through, and just take a time to realize how much you have matured and how well you have taken this mean situation. How stable you felt when all this happened. And the last deck I'm using, those are my sarcastic animal messages. And I tried to be funny, so the elephant was just slipping out. I'm social and empathetic, but I can stomp you to death. So I think you're just having very strong boundaries at the moment. You are still a good person, as the card says, social and empathetic, but if you attack me, I do not have any nerve for that. Of course, the elephant can also have an entirely different meaning for you personally, so you take that as it resonates for you. Same, of course, for the other cards. the shark, I kill and have no social life. And I feel like this represents the energy of the person that you were dealing with that really misused some kind of information they had about you, some kind of secret they knew about you, something that you once shared with them during a very vulnerable moment, and they just misused that. Bird of Paradise, I'm sexy and I know it. Okay, this is a very funny card. I feel like this is your energy. As I said, whatever the Bird of Paradise means to you, you can apply that here. Or you can just take my meaning out of it. You know, of course, it's sarcastic, it's funny. But, I mean, it could even be that after you've been through this situation and with this person and removed yourself from this person, you might, blossom a little bit again, feel good about yourself, feel attractive. As simple as that. Sometimes when terrible things happen to us, we feel unattractive, we feel just not good within ourselves, and when we look into the mirror, we don't like it sometimes, but maybe this is about to change. Also, this card makes me feel like there's something about dancing. You know, the Bird of Paradise, he dances to attract a female. They sing, they dance, they put on this show. I'm not saying this in a negative way, like putting on this kind of artificial show, but maybe this is also something that, we have the music card here, so maybe there's just something about singing and dancing for you that might help you at this moment and make you feel powerful and attractive. So that was it. I'm just leaving it here. I hope it finds someone with whom it resonates, so thank you so much for watching.